Toy Story 4 opens this week, and I know a lot of you were worried because you think Toy Story 3 ended perfectly. How can Buzz and Woody still go on an adventure and not tarnish the legacy that is Toy Story? Well, I'm happy to report they do a fine, good job.
Ha ha! Boy, am I glad to see you.
And actually, am I glad to see them again. I think that's the real review here, is that this film is about these characters, and particularly more so about Woody than I would say about Buzz. Buzz has a journey himself, but Woody is the real star of this show, along with some wonderful new characters that I'm very excited to see in this universe. But this film, I think, has a lot of expectations going into it, only because, like I said in the beginning, so many of us are just so concerned, how can they live up to part 3? But here's my opinion of it all. And I've been very vocal on this, and throughout my years as a commentator of movies, I do not hold 3 in as high regard as everyone else do. I hold the ending of 3 in high regard. I think the ending of 3 is like the beginning of Up. It's just a fantastic capper. It's a wonderful play on our nostalgia for these characters, about us growing up as kids, about us not wanting to give up our toys, which clearly I still can't give up my own toys. And that ending with Andy passing over the toys to Bonnie, and even the incinerator scene when these toys feel like they're going to die. It's all very intense, and it's a very fantastic ending to this franchise. However, part 3 for me is just the toys are stuck somewhere. They have to escape. It's a prison break. It's technically beautiful. It's got some amazing sequences, and I do love the addition of Ken. But, Lotso is a fine villain, but he's very similar to Stinky Pete from part 2. In fact, they borrow a lot of beats from part 2 that I just think people don't really realize. And when you watch them back to back, it became clear to me. I had actually been saving part 3 for my own son because I wanted him to have some nostalgia to it, because I realized otherwise they just start getting very repetitive. I think it's important there's distance in between these chapters. And I think the distance between 3 and 4 helps Toy Story 4 a lot, because this film, it is about Bonnie, and it's about the journey, but it's also about just the toys. This one's definitely more of a story about the toys than the owners, about the kids. There's a lot of talk about your kid and being there for your kid, as Woody's always very adamant about. But this one feels like it's a journey for the toys of what do they want? What do they want to do? Are they happy in their lives? And that is a fascinating story that I think was worth telling. And I was very surprised how much I enjoyed the film. There's some new things in this film that I feel like happened. The addition of Forky it seemed a little odd in the trailers, but he's a wonderful addition to the character. He adds to the mythos of just how do toys come about. I mean, we still don't really know, but it just creates this opportunity for all of the characters to really reevaluate themselves and just address that, and for a toy to come into his own. It's a fascinating story part of it that I really enjoyed. There's also a lot of the addition of bringing back Bo Peep, a character who I think, didn't really have much to do in any of the movies, but be sort of Woody's, confident love interest. And, she had her own sort of, attitude and she was stood up for herself in the first one, and then she's sort of there in the second one, and then 3 we mentioned she's gone. Part 4 addresses that. Where did she go? What has she been up to? Her and Woody reconnecting. That's really the crutch of this story. And the other toys get to go on some adventures, but Buzz and the others really do get a second seat to this movie. It's not a Buzz Lightyear movie. It is absolutely a Woody movie. But it's also a fantastic addition to Bunny and Ducky, played by Key and Peele, and Duke Kaboom, played by Keanu Reeves, are wonderful, fun additions to this franchise. And just bringing back Bo Peep and finally giving her some character arc is a very also needed thing to this installment. The really strong female we've had in this movie has been Jessie, who always really sort of gets a backseat to Woody. She gets a backseat again in this movie. And so it's nice to have a lead female character shine and be written well and have a point to the movie. And Bo Peep has that in spades. So overall, very good movie. I don't want to spoil anything. I'm not going to spoil anything. It's a treat for the kids, for the adults. I do think it's a very worthy installment to this franchise. I think a lot of people are going to be pleasantly surprised. And I would argue it's better than 3. I still think 2 is the best, and I'm going to do a video later breaking all the Toy Story movies down. But my initial gut feeling is still that I like 2, but I think this is a better overall film than 3. I think 3 is a great film. It's a great film, and the ending is fantastic. It's just a waterworks of an ending when you have to let your toys go and see your kids grow up. As a father, that really hit me hard, and I think that part is fantastic. But everything up until that part is very much going through the motions. And there's definitely a little bit of that still in this movie. Every Toy Story movie is, we can't leave a toy behind. Okay, let's go get, like, that's become the standard plot of a Toy Story movie. And of course, a character gets left behind that needs to be saved in this movie as well. But it felt a little fresher. It felt a little newer. There's some zigs they go that sort of allow the characters to have moments instead of just rescuing, to ask, why are they rescuing? All of these things, I think, elevate the film finally to a new place, and new characters, and new ideas of lost toys. And, when are toys allowed to want to do their own thing, and really amazing concepts for a kids movie and for a movie about toys. They managed to always find something new to think about, push a boundary to, and really hit you in the feels. So it's also very funny. There's some amazing laughs and some amazing action sequences, and it's just a really overall, just a good, light but intense entry in this franchise, and opens the door for more that I'm fascinated to see and will become a dialogue. So definitely check it out this weekend. Let me know what your excitement level is for 4. I think people have been nervous, but I'm here to tell you, don't be so nervous. Go in open-minded. I think it's a very, very good installment in this franchise, and I can't wait to see where they go next. So leave some comments down below on your excitement level, what you think when you see the film, and we'll be back with more reviews, so be sure to subscribe.
We have a galaxy to save.
Woohoo! Let's do